Old age and treachery trumps logic any day of the week in teaching anyway. So, the Timpani Etude has a tuning sequence of F, C, G, D, C, A, F. In solfege, fa, do, so, re, do, la, fa. I doubt that most of your children are going to want to learn how to do that. But if you make it fun, I'm so glad that I play drums. Aren't you glad you play trumpet? I'm so happy when he plays the tuba, because he's really good. Okay, what do you play, man?
Percussion.
Aren't you glad you play the drums? You are? Okay, that's good. Okay. So you can make a little sing-song out of that. You can, if you trust your kids with this one, have a little competition for points, you know, points that don't count, but they're fun to do anyway, to make lyrics to this sequence of pitches. The whole goal of that is to get the sound in here, in the real tuner. Okay? Inside your head is the real tuner. It's not these little gauges that we have. It's not these pitch emitting and pitch reading things. That's not a gauge that counts. It's the one inside of here. If you have that sound in your head, chances are when you get to the drums, you'll replicate it. So there's all kinds of fun little games with just that tuning song, and you can take that idea to every piece of music your students play on the timpani, okay? I'm so glad I play the drums. See, that was just la. Can you do that with me? Got the guts? We're not in choir class, okay? Oh, do, do, dee, do, do, do. You can make a warm up for that for your band, couldn't you? Sure. You just drill it into the heads of your student, or yourself as the case may be, and you have a way to hear things, because when you're performing, this is what has to know what it's supposed to sound like. And when we know what we're supposed to sound like, we're the important part of the way there. I hear a lot of people tapping on drum heads while they're tuning pitches. Now, what happens when you tap lightly on the surface of the drum head? You get a sharper pitch than when you stroke it correctly. Hear the difference? You're hearing the fundamental now when I actually stroke it. So when I want it super quiet, I use the finger flick, not a finger tap. Hear that sharpness? But I'd use a little bit of flesh. Can you see me back there, man? And I just dig in a little bit. If you are up here, you could hear that the sound is coming from the bottom of the bowl. I'm getting the true pitch of the drum head, okay? Now, I've done this for so many years, I just do it really fast. But that's all it is just a little flick to get that sound from the bottom of the bowl, to get the true pitch of the drum head. When you tune a drum head a little bit sharp, when you stroke it, it goes flat. Okay? Passages like this are significantly easier to play if you're seated and sit at the right height. So I don't want to catch rims. I want to have room to maneuver. Sit right, play right. Stools that you can buy, I have one from the Pearl Company that's real expensive and heavy, and I love it. It's comfortable for about 30 minutes. This probably cost about 25 bucks when I bought it. Well, maybe 15 when I bought it a bunch of years ago. I have a couple of stools that are these Craftsman shop stools that are height adjustable. You buy them for 50 bucks. Just have to remember to oil them up before a concert. I have one. I usually put those in rehearsal facilities because they're cheap. Not haul that heavy duty one around. But a lot of times, this is plenty. And can be reupholstered and repaired. Dynamics. We create dynamics on the instrument by stroking higher, not harder. And the converse, play quieter by playing closer. So instead of hitting hard, I hit high. Let the drum do the work. I save my muscle power for manipulating this deck. Rolls in this particular excerpt, I would play in a separated style. To give you an example, in the last measure, there's a quarter note roll followed by 4/16 and a quarter note. I will do 3 triplets for 16th notes. 2, and it comes out, and so on. So a separated style on the rolls. Interpret forte as a medium volume in this. Forte means firm, not loud, historically. A couple of places I've indicated which hand to start on. It really makes things flow. It's written down for you. Red pencil and highlighters. I'm getting old, folks. Happy to say so, but this snare drum Etude has got so much black ink in it, it's hard for me to see the accents in it. Not anymore. I simply took out my yellow highlighter and I highlighted every one of them. Now they're easy to see. Okay? Your students won't see it much better than me just because they're young. Okay? You see that okay? I see you're paying attention. I appreciate that. Thank you. I will use a #1 red art pencil to circle things, especially stuff I'm going to miss, like sudden dynamic changes and things. As simple as that sounds, it really helps. Doesn't sound real romantic, but it's fun and it works. A lot of my best rehearsals done with pencils and pens before we ever get there. Many of us have trouble playing 5/less. Say this with me: university, university, 3 and 4 and. Ready? University, university, 3 and 4 and. You know, I don't know how to teach 5s. If you have another word that works, go right ahead. But that's how easy it is when you have something that is really easy to hear. Funny words. I use a lot of funny words to make things sensible. Okay. And hopefully if I play it all right, your students will sound at least as good, and hopefully better than this. Here we go. Brace yourselves. Remember our song? Okay. If you can do it, they can do it, right? No excuses. Right? That's right. Kids down the street can too, so be careful. They didn't jump, so they don't. Now, forte is going to be firm. It's not going to be loud. It's going to be kind of in the middle.